back to the Weekly Hijack.
Hi, Jack.
And everyone else. This is Born to Run, so naturally a Kate episode.
No one else could have a title like that.
One of those episodes that really plays into lost actors being able to say a lot by just looking at each other.
Yes, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
But this episode is very much the necessary companion to whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Because, like we kind of complained about that. Like, the plane didn't seem enough to... It seemed...
Enough to warrant the going
ending
through.
of that, yeah.
I'm still not sure it does.
No, but at least gives you a...
It gives you the context.
Yeah. I mean, it does a good job of... A lot of the little questions of the season have been paid off,
Yes.
in this episode, and I'm sure in the next two.
Yeah, a lot of the complications of Kate's character come out in this episode. I know this is one that really made people, if whatever the case maybe didn't do it, then this one also kind of made people kind of fed up with Kate in some ways. You look at it from one perspective, she does do a lot of things kind of for her own motivations, for herself, and she gets other people caught in the crosshairs a lot. Yeah. If you look at it from her perspective, though, I mean, a lot of the things are very, understandable. The instinct to run from, when you feel like you didn't do anything wrong.
When you see your mom after you've been away all that time,
Right, yeah. I think the thing about Kate's flaw that's different from, say, Jack's or Locke's, or to a lesser degree Sawyer, is that even her flaw is not very admirable. Like, whereas Jack tries to fix some stuff which is admirable, and Locke wants to mean something admirable. Kate's flaw is to run away, and cowardice is not very well looked upon, no matter where you're from.
Yeah, that's true.
But
and her reaction to guilt is to dig herself deeper. I mean, she tries to fix it, but not in a direct, like, I'm going to tell the truth sort of way, but in a, I will find some way in order to sneak my way into fixing it.
Yeah, a very underhanded way. And I mean, and that's why she and Sawyer understand each other pretty well. Sawyer said, you said you'd do anything to get it. I believed you.
Exactly. It's interesting that both Sawyer and Kate, well, I was thinking especially with Sawyer, this season he's been accused of a lot of stuff and has done almost none of it.
That's true.
So, but what was interesting, I was thinking season, and even in Kate's flashback, is accidental death for her previous boyfriend.
Childhood love interest.
Yeah. Season 2 is where you get to see what they actually did wrong. I mean, Sawyer does the long con, turns kind of actually bad for a while,
Uh-huh.
And Kate, you see what she did, which was like, okay, this is not some accident you were wrongly charged for,
Yeah, right. Yeah, at this point we have no idea. I mean, I like that interchange between Kate and Jack, and Kate's like, you really think I could do that? And Jack's like, I don't know. And
we still don't really know. I mean, we really still don't know what she did.
Yeah.
And she's just, everything is still consequences of something.
So it's an interesting position of trust that they're trying to instill. Like, do you trust Kate as the big sister of the island, or is she really just playing everybody?
I mean, even her mother's afraid of her.
I know that was a crazy scene.
Yes.
Help.
Because
I mean, I knew what was coming, but first time you're like, she's going to say something not.
Nice, and then it turns like really. Yeah.
And there's Walt.
Yeah, there's Walt.
Start to see that in this episode.
Yes.
Don't open it.
Which we haven't seen.
He didn't know anything about it, right?
Well, no. He didn't know anything about the hatch.
Nope. Yeah, first time in a while we've seen sort of his psychic sort of.
Which is it's just hard to read.
Yeah. This again, the Walt thing is one of those dangling threads from the show in a sense.
Yeah, obviously he didn't think it was a good idea to open the hatch, and I mean,
and he had a premonition bad things were going to happen.
And there's a lot of bad stuff that happens when open the hatch, but I'm not. I mean,
it's interesting. The hatch itself, it's hard to tie directly into
anything particularly bad.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think if anyone even died during.
I wonder if it's just this sort of Pandora's box of. Or maybe he just understands the hatch will cause a plane to crash. I mean, maybe it's not even a direct connection. Maybe just the sense that bad things have happened there
because of the hatch, and it's a bad place.
I mean, Darwin was wiped out. I mean, maybe it's not so much prophecy as
premonition,
gut reaction to things surrounding it, which would make more sense.
That's possible. Like, I sense this is a very dark place. And, that sort of thing.
I mean, there's a crazy guy down there.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
But at this point in the game, you can little what to say.
Yeah, true. But yeah, interesting premonition there.
Lots, and you can tell, it's not like they're wrapping up a lot of emotional things before the finale. You got the Jin son thing, and you have Walt confessing to burning the raft, and you have
revealing Kate as the fugitive to the rest of the survivors. Interesting. She's basically getting in trouble for trying to keep that a secret the whole time. You've also got the subplot of Jack and Locke keeping secrets for good reason, since discretion. Which is a nice little interplay in their
relationship there.
Yeah, rivalry.
Because they're both. So Saeed's like, "Don't open the hatch," and they're both like, "We need to open this thing." And that's why they're both attached to the island one way or another. Saeed's just like, "No, I'm done here."
Speaking of other firsts, this is the first time we saw the science teacher,
Arts,
yes.
And one of the last.
It is interesting. Yeah, they brought him in an episode or two before he would go to Bluey. Yeah.
And they mentioned Steve.
Did they?
Yeah, when Hurley's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to keep track of who knows what here. Which I'm sure is something that the writers themselves think, right, in the show. Like, wait, does he know that thing?
Which secret?
And Steve didn't even know about the polar bear, he says.
That's great.
I really wish they'd released the song Monster Eats the Pilot by Charlie. It would have been awesome.
That would have been cool. Yeah, there's a whole Drive Shaft album that's just been lost to the ages, to the island.
It's kind of a mellow episode on the island right before the finale sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of maneuvering. Mm-hmm. And I think the flashback's a pretty strong Kate flashback.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Gives a lot of background to her, teases a lot of stuff that's going to be revealed.
Answers stuff that you needed.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's a pretty strong penultimate sort of thing. I mean, the pilot was aired over, not the pilot. The next few episodes, the Exodus, or just Exodus, parts 1 and 2, I believe were aired over 2 different weeks.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a 3-hour season
finale. Well, they
finale.
did the finale, yeah. The series finale.
Well, true, but that was the series finale.
Yeah.
So they weren't. Lost was pretty well hyped up yet, but it wasn't quite at that level yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got any other? It's unusually quiet when it's not Once Upon a Time.
I have much less opinion.
We're gonna go ahead and pick up Exodus Part 1.
Part 1, yep.
And then next week we'll do the big 2-hour Part 2.
Yeah, or probably hour 40 minutes.
Something like without commercials, something like that. So. Okay, so Exodus Part 1. Man, that's a nice, big, epic episode.
It is. It's very nice. A lot of neat stuff going on.
How many ways can make you cry?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man. Oh.
I'll tell you what, the Sun Jin thing got to be most.
Yeah. And it was like building up to, like, they waited till like that last moment to do that one. I guess, I don't know if they knew how powerful that one would play.
They might have very well known. Lost has always been very good at having time for the emotional stuff, even while all the crazy stuff is happening. Yeah. Especially in finales.
This is it's funny, I couldn't really remember a lot going into this, what happened. It's like, well, I know they launched the raft, and I knew kind of they went to the Black Rock and stuff, but I couldn't remember what the whole driving force behind some of these things was. And then that intro with Rousseau coming in and warning the others are coming is just fantastic. I'm not sure why Jack let the crazy French lady talk to the entire camp, but she was kind of in their midst.
Yeah, I don't think you could have stopped at that point.
Probably not. But no, it sets the stakes really well and makes... because otherwise, they lost the raft. But you got to have the others come and cause chaos.
They're going to get the dynamite and then get the Black Rock we've heard about before. You have no idea what it is. And then...
For all, if you haven't seen this, for all you might think it's a Black Rock. Yeah, a big boulder or mountain or something.
And now it's a ship.
In the middle of the jungle.
Man, what I wouldn't give to be able to watch some of these episodes not knowing anything yet. It's insane what they pull. What they even pretend to pull off in an episode.
Well, it'll be fun to hear because you said you got your sister.
Yeah, I know.
And who's never seen it before, so it'll be fun to hear reports about.
She said walkabout when they pull back and Locke's in a wheelchair. She's like, no! She's like bawling because Don't tell me what I can do.
Oh yeah.
And Locke and Jack are like on the same page right now.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. No,
for a time, at least.
For a little while, yeah. Saeed's not too sure about the whole thing.
I have to say, I completely forgotten the Walt Shannon thing. That was really nice.
That was the first scene that really kind of got to me because like, that's one of the sweetest Walt moments.
Yeah,
I think we've had.
The one with Jack and Sawyer got to me.
Oh yeah.
That was the story of his dad.
Oh yeah, great.
That was a long drawn out scene too.
It really was.
Probably the nicest thing Sawyer's ever done.
It probably is.
On the show, yeah.
And Jack needed that.
He did. He really did. He didn't know how much he needed. And Sawyer had been sitting on that for a while too.
We got hints that he knew it.
Yeah, I don't remember how long. It was at least a disc or two ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember what episode it was now. But
it might have been all cowboys have daddy issues.
Yeah, maybe.
No, well, I don't know.
Or maybe it was
Sawyer. It had been Sawyer issue.
Yeah, I'm not sure now.
Flashbacks, I don't know. But yeah, lots of stuff. You know, if you watching that, you'd be like, "Where's the next episode?" You know.
Yeah.
Great music.
Yep.
For the raft going, and that is a raft.
That is a giant. That is the way to do a raft.
You know, people like harass Michael in season 2, but man can build a raft,
and he did a great job leading everyone for it. I mean, we had to flash. It was in last episode with the Kate. We had a flash of Kate suggesting, "Are you sure Walt should really go?" And Michael gets this look. Don't you be talking about my boy. But
and I really do enjoy the flashbacks all being in the airport. It's very interesting to see, even in a season, how far a lot of them have changed.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting to see that very twisted relationship Kate had with that Marshall, who knew so much about her.
And it was interesting how they spent a lot of time on the plane, and I somehow almost like, look, in case you don't quite get
who these people are or who they were.
Especially that relationship with the plane and his boy, because that was just last episode, but they spent a long time, I guess, really hammering, trying to, I guess, answer that question, that people had after.
Connect the dots. Or we even wonder how did that plane wind up in a safe deposit box in the bank?
We wondered that, and they answered that.
Yeah, so there you go, immediate answer, I guess.
And, okay, I have to say, it's, without knowing season 2, you're like, oh no, this Ana Lucia girl, she's in the back half of the plane. Mm-hmm. Oh, and no, they talk, like, almost like, oh no, fate could have switched us, sort of thing. But
or if you're theorizing Lost fan, which somewhere, I'm sure somewhere they're betting, I bet they're going to show the back hatch people in the season 2. Which
that's a long time because they don't show them for the first couple episodes.
No, it takes a little while.
So that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good.
But some people were thinking that.
Oh yeah, by that point, there were enough theories. Someone was right about something.
It's a little surprising. I wonder if the actress just wasn't available, but it's a little surprising Rose isn't in the big raft launch scene.
That's true.
She hasn't been in any of the big group scenes in a while.
For quite a while. I think she was one of those that, again, actor availability that sometimes she just wasn't around. So because she was on such a limited recurring basis.
Yeah, and then you get extras to pay someone like that, for when she's not saying anything.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole saying goodbye thing, man, there's a lot of stuff still to do to fix up that raft for the launch day. I mean, there are all kinds of things that we'll go put this mast up and add the radio thing or radar, I guess.
It's always so surprising, like Jack says, "What do you were? A lumberjack?" We know so much about these characters even after season 1 that these guys still don't know each other.
That's true. That is true. And yet at the same time,
Kate knows some.
Well, yeah, there's a lot that they don't know, but at the same time, seeing each other off, there's a lot that they do know about each other now. There's a greater kinship. And yeah, Sun and Jin.
And then we had the security system.
Oh, yeah. Which is we hadn't seen any kind of smoke monster stuff in quite a while.
Yeah.
So
it's when we say smoke monster because there is no smoke monster.
Yeah, they still don't even know. Yeah, we've still not seen any smoke.
This one, I noticed the sound effect had a lot more of this plotting thing to it.
That's true.
I don't know if that's...
You don't hear that later, do you?
Not as much, I think. Although I think they show some other scenes where he's like pounding the ground.
Yeah,
ripping out trees.
Yeah, ripping out trees. And
he obviously has different forms, I guess, or not forms, but operational ways
of moving about. I guess. Yeah.
And I think the security system is not completely wrong.
No, probably.
But most of what she says is a little sketchy to begin. I mean,
well, yeah, I mean,
she doesn't really know anything for certain. She just makes stuff up, and she's insane.
Well, yeah, you do kind of wonder, like over the 16 years she's been there, where she kind of gleaned ideas like that.
And sometimes I think she knows more about the others than she lets on.
Yeah, possible.
I mean, she says she's never seen them, and she only hears whispers, but she knows the black smoke and that they're coming, and I mean.
It's interesting that the others even bother with the black smoke thing. I mean, what does that signify?
I can't remember. It seems like there's a twist on that in the second half.
Maybe it goes back to some like old religious thing, or maybe they wanted them to think that they were coming. Or
I seem to have this memory that the black smoke wasn't even them.
Oh, really?
I don't remember, but I feel like there's something.
She said it.
I think she said there's still. Well, I can't remember, but for some reason. I have this memory, and I'll probably be proved wrong when we watch the other one, that she said it so she could steal Claire's bait.
Oh, well, that's an interesting point.
I can't remember. It seems like there's some sort of weird twist where it was completely made up.
There was the scene where she was looking at the baby, and Claire was looking back at her.
I don't remember. Don't quote. I mean, obviously, guys, if you have, you can laugh at me for not having a good memory.
Well, I mean, if that is the case, we'll find out, like, maybe as soon as the next episode.
Well, you'll have to. Yeah, the next episode will be revealed.
Yeah. Interesting, though, that if that's the case, that she goes through all the trouble of going to get dynamite from in the dark territory.
Well, that's true.
But, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, yeah, I might be completely wrong, too. There's something, I mean, besides, I might be mixing up with just a simple, they weren't after the baby, they were after Walt thing.
No, that could be.
I could be just mixing up with that. But, yeah, the black smoke does not seem other style.
I do recall though you saying, or I do recall some sort of scene though about them finding the campfire with the black smoke
and being a fake or
I don't remember exactly what it leads to, but
yeah.
We'll find out. It is fun that there's some of the minor details that we don't remember.
There's a lot of this finale I don't remember at all. I mean, like the big things like the Black Rock and the very end with the raft and opening the thing, but there's a lot of the in between that I do not remember. And Lost does really solid finales. Most of their finales are very, very good at pulling everything from the season together that was important.
Especially when you've got Michael Giacchino doing your score.
Well, yeah, that also helps.
The raft leaving, and it's all this triumphant music, and knowing where it's going to end up. It's kind of like a little silly.
Yeah, that part is the downer. You just kind of forget the horrible end that the raft comes to. And,
but in the moment, it was Lost is very much about in this moment. This is what we're feeling.
Yes, and no one is happy until they die.
Unfortunately, on Lost, that is mostly true.
Yeah, I was rewatching. You remember that? I don't know if it's hip hop or rap sort of number at the end that was going around in a season 6. I'll never be lost again.
Oh yeah,
it's like I have to go back, and at some point in that he says we gotta work on being better people so we can get killed or blown up like all these people we love.
That's about right.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
But we love you, Lost, even though you toy with our emotions so much. But sorry for coughing all over this episode. I'm trying to get over a cold. But until next time, we'll wrap up season 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
After 6 months or so.
So yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Thanks for listening. Check us out at derailedtrainsofthought.blogspot.com. And until next time, this is Tim.
This is Nick.
Goodbye.
Bye.